Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Sam again, and today I'm doing another video because it's been well over a month, well, getting close to well over a month, and today I wanted to talk about my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2021 for the rest of the year. I know we've only got September, October, November, and December left. Yeah, I'm smart. But yeah, this is my top 10 most anticipated movies for the last year. And before I even get into my top 10 most anticipated, I gotta say, we're currently living in the middle still of a pandemic, and I don't know what's gonna come out. Like, who knows? Maybe these films will release, but like, I don't know what's gonna happen in the next few months is what I'm trying to say. But I am looking forward to a lot of movies, like, in the last few months. I actually wrote down the top 10 most anticipated, so movies that I'm excited for the end of the year. So let me pull my list. So yeah, so I have about 10 films that I'm extremely excited for, and about 8 films that are honorable mentions. 8 films that I am excited for, but I'm not losing my mind over. So anyways, let's start with the honorable mentions. So the first one I have is Top Gun Maverick. This was supposed to release last year. It's the sequel to Top Gun, and I'm looking forward to this. I think the action looks incredible. I love Tom Cruise, and it just looks really good. Next up is Enchanto. I haven't really watched a trailer. I've been kind of avoiding trailers for the last few months because I'm just no longer like paying attention to them because, I don't want to get spoiled. The trailers have often been spoiling the entire movie for me in terms of trailers. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Next up is No Time to Die. This has been probably the one that got pushed back the most out of all the films. I'm looking forward to this. It's the final James Bond movie with Daniel Craig. Hopefully it's good, fingers crossed. Next up is Lamb, which is a horror film, an Icelandic horror film. It looks insane. I don't know how to describe it. Watch the trailer. Next up is Jackass Forever. I really remember watching Jackass as a kid with my brother. We had to sneak watching it, so I had a lot of good memories of that. Next up is Matrix 4. And then we have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which the next 2 films were going to make my list, but recently I've been feeling pretty burned out on Marvel movies. Not that I don't want to see them, it's just we've had Loki, Black Widow, Captain America, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and we have What If that just premiered, so I've had a lot of shows I need to watch, but Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, it looks pretty good, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, number 1 in terms of honorable mentions is The Eternals, which is a film that has been delayed so much, and I'm hoping it does live up to its expectations, but the first trailer didn't really blow me away or anything. I wasn't like, oh yeah, it looks great. I was like, I thought it looked fine. Looked like another Marvel movie, but here's to hoping. Now, let's get into my top 10 most anticipated. So number 10 is Candyman, the 2021 reboot, I believe, / sequel. This looks fantastic. Like, it looks terrifying. It looks genuinely haunting. Like, I love urban myths and urban legends, and I think the idea of Candyman is brilliant. And this one, it looks like they're modernizing it a little bit with his backstory, but I really do want to see it, and I think it looks great. So, number 9 is The French Dispatch. This is the Wes Anderson's next film, and I'm looking forward to it, but like I said, I'm not watching the trailer. I want to go into this blind, so hopefully I like it, because I watched Grand Budapest Hotel this year, and I loved it, and I love movies like Fantastic Mr. Fox that he's done, so yeah, I can't wait for that. Number 8 is The Kingsman, the 3rd Kingsman movie, and it's also a prequel. And I love Kingsman: The Secret Service. It's one of my favorite movies of the last decade. The sequel was good fun, but it wasn't as good. And I'm hoping this one kind of returns to the former of the franchise. I think the cast looks great. The film's action looks awesome. Love the World War I setting. And I just think it could be a really great movie if they get it right. Number 7 is Venom: Let There Be Carnage. This is the sequel to Venom from 2018, and though Venom does have a lot of problems, I had a good time with it. It's not great,
It's very flawed, has a lot of really shitty, stupid moments, but I enjoyed it. And I'm hoping Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage is an improvement over the first one. You got Andy Serkis directing, you got Woody Harrelson as Carnage. Please let this be good. I really want to love this movie. But yeah, Venom Let There Be Carnage is number 7. Number 6 is Ghostbusters Afterlife. The true Ghostbusters 3. And honestly, I didn't hate the Ghostbusters 2016 film. I just thought it was very forgettable. I don't remember a thing about it, but this one I think looks great. I love the idea of it having, it looks like Egon's granddaughter be in it. I just love that idea where it's like the kids are like the grandchildren of the originals, like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd. I really want this film to be great. It was pushed back several times this year, but I cannot wait. I love the look of it. It looks great. Moving on. Number 5 is a film that I'm starting to wonder if it's going to get delayed because we haven't heard a trailer from. We know the title, but that is Spider-Man No Way Home. This is, from what I can tell, the third and final chapter in the Spider-Man MCU trilogy. This is going to probably take place, well, it is going to take place right after that huge cliffhanger left at the end for Far From Home where he's on the run. I cannot wait for this. I'm excited to see Alfred Molina back as, as Dr. Octopus. I just think this could be an amazing film if done right. Hopefully it doesn't get too bombarded like Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3, which, even though I like Spider-Man 3 as like nostalgia value, it definitely doesn't have that age that well. And I don't think Spider-Man 3 is as bad as Amazing Spider-Man 2, but please let No Way Home be good. And coming in number 4, now I will point out the last 3 movies on my list are horror films. Well, 4 through 2 are horror films, and number 4 is Halloween Kills. This is the 4th film. This is the 3rd Halloween movie in the new Halloween timeline. It takes place after 2018, which I think we're just going to call Halloween 40 years later. And I remember thinking to myself, when I first heard they were doing another Halloween movie, I wasn't that excited, but then I saw the trailer and I shut my mouth. It looks freaking incredible. Like, the kills, the just suspense, it looks scarier than the first one, which one of my biggest issues was I felt like it wasn't that frightening. I feel like there were moments where it was really creepy and really intense, but nothing really too remarkable. In this one, it looks like now Michael Myers is going up against the entire town of Haddonfield, and I love that. It feels like you're seeing this whole army build up to go against Michael, and it's like, they're not fucking around, and I cannot wait for it. Now, number 3 was actually one of my most anticipated movies of last year, and that is Antlers. This is actually set to release in October. It's releasing right a few weeks after Halloween Kills, meaning October is going to be packed. This is also releasing the same day as my number 2 most anticipated, but Antlers is about one of the scariest urban legends and folk myths, the Wendigo. And the Wendigo, how they're looking to portray it in this film looks absolutely fucking terrifying, and I cannot wait for it. I actually did read the short story, Quiet Boy. This is called The Quiet Boy, which this film is based off of. If you haven't read it, go look it up. It's really good. But this was definitely a film I could not wait for when I saw the first trailer back 2 years ago, and I went to see Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. But I really want this to be a great film. I love the concept of the Wendigo. I think it's a terrifying force, and I want them to do a ton with it, and I'm really hoping this is good entertainment, and I just want a good Wendigo horror film. Alright, now in the last 2 movies, number 2 is Last Night in Soho. This is directed by Edgar Wright, and I'm a huge Edgar Wright fan. In fact, once again, I didn't watch the trailer for this film because I want to go into this movie blind, like The French Dispatch and so forth, but I really want this movie to be good. I love Edgar Wright. I loved Baby Driver, even though you could say there were a lot of... you can't really go back and watch it that much now considering what happened, but I love Edgar Wright's films. I think he's an amazing director. I love Scott Pilgrim, love Shaun of the Dead, and I cannot wait to see what this film has in store. And I'm so hyped it's going to premiere at Venice and TIFF. I'm not going either, but I cannot wait for it. And finally, at my number 1 most anticipated is Denis Villeneuve's Dune. Now, I'm not really familiar with the franchise, but I am really excited for Dune, mostly because Denis Villeneuve is a fantastic sci-fi filmmaker. I loved Arrival, and he absolutely blew it away with Blade Runner 2049, which is, in my opinion, one of the best sequels of all time. And I just really hope that this film lives up to its expectations. Since it's premiering at, I think, at Venice Film Festival and Toronto International Film Festival. So, fingers crossed. I hope all these films are great. I don't know. Now, like I said at the beginning, I don't know if these films will be delayed or if they're going to go straight to streaming like some movies are. But I am really excited for a lot of these films. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the video. And tell me what your top 10 most anticipated films are for the year. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time, and goodbye.